I consider it a failing in most modern interactive design courses, brother, that they don't spend enough time on the part of the standard open-world RPG loop, where everything has to grind to an utter halt once every 45 minutes so the player can deal with all the accumulated crap in their inventory.
Krogdalek the World Devourer may wait in the dark dimensions, but the 60 extra pounds of scavenged armor and rancid goblin pelts in your backpack waits for no man.
It injects a very unique kind of narrative tension into the hero's journey, brother, when he must pause before the great battle and decide what to do with a sack full of spiced minotaur jerky that is technically both worthless and inedible, but also that he will never, ever, under any circumstances, including pain of death, be willing to part with.
High adventure makes hoarders of us all.
But therein may lie the real question, brother. Does it have to?
Well, the 17 graven skulls of Bagara Thur aren't going to collect themselves.
I'm serious, Chan. Where did the concept of massive junk collections in RPGs come from? When Frodo set out for Mount Doom, he had a dagger, a ring, a walking stick, a jumbo bag of hobbit chow, and some rollers for his tow hair, and aside from the mithril wife-beater and Galadriel's homemade cookies he acquired on the way, that was it till the end of the journey. And at the end, when the Eagles finally swooped in to save them, they didn't have to spend 10 minutes trying to stow a suit of armor, a trunk of jewels, and a souvenir goblin skeleton into the overhead baggage compartment. They traveled light and lived.
Are you saying you'd prefer RPGs have minimalist inventories, then?
I don't honestly know, Chan, because I've never seen one that did. It would be novel, at least. You have to admit that the current standard in which a hero prances out on an epic quest while loaded down like Jed Clampett's Model 46 on its way to Beverly does strain realism a bit.
True, but I would expect some pushback from the fandom. Loot collection is something of a gameplay staple at this point. How would you ever know you battled the Ogre Chief down in the bogs of Mistmarsh if you didn't take his ceremonial club home with you, stuff it into a chest, and never look at it again?
Well, I suppose the loot itself isn't the issue so much as the constant necessity to shuffle the inventory around because you're perpetually one elven shield away from over-encumbrance. There has to be a better solution than flat-out stopping the game once per hour to unload at the nearest vendor.
At least there are vendors, brother. It has to be hard staying afloat when your only customer buys maybe one cure disease potion per year, but expects you to purchase every used fork and blood-spattered rat pelt he brings in.
Maybe instead of cramming every random bauble you find in a dungeon down your trousers and trying to waddle home afterwards, you could, I don't know, hire a recovery team to just go in and grab the stuff for you after you've cleared the goblins out.
Thus automating the process of placing relics into random containers in your house that you will never look at again.
There's no reason it has to be micromanaged.
And what happens if you forget to kill every goblin in the dungeon and a member of the recovery team you send in accidentally gets eaten?
Well, I mean, this is their job, Chan. You have to imagine they've covered the scenario in their terms of service. They probably just expense it.
Itemized deductions seem like kind of a cold way to deal with accidental death.
Although if that's the case, you'd want to be on site so you could count them going in.
You are truly the hero we deserve, Brother Shu.
Still here, searching for more of our antics? Why, this is the internet, video gamers. Just subscribe and let us come to you.
Also be sure to hit the notifications button, because otherwise YouTube doesn't believe you really mean it.
Trust issues, brother, they've been hurt before.